With Allah's name, the merciful benefactor, the merciful redeemer. Prophet Ibrahim, Abraham, description of Abraham and his family. Some of the people of the book stated that his name was Abraham ibn Tariq, ibn Nahur, ibn Saruf. They said that when Tariq was 75 years old, he had Abraham, Nahur, and Haran. Haran had a son named Lot. They also said that Abraham was the middle child and that Haran died in the lifetime of his father, in the land where he was born. The land of the Chaldeans, Chaldeans, also known as Babylonia, at that time some people worshipped idols of stone and wood. Others worshipped the planets, stars, sun, and moon. Still others worshipped their kings and rulers. Abraham was born into that atmosphere, into a typical family of that ancient time. The head of the family was not even an ordinary idolater, but was one who totally rejected Allah and who used to make the idols with his own hands. Some traditions claimed that Abraham's father died before his birth and he was raised by an uncle whom Abraham called father. Other traditions said that his father was alive and was named Azar. Into that family Abraham was born, destined to stand against his own family, against the entire system of his community. In brief, he stood against all kinds of polytheism. Abraham's childhood, he was endowed with spiritual understanding from an early age. Allah enlightened his heart and mind gave him wisdom from childhood. Allah the Almighty stated, "Indeed we bestowed aforetime on Abraham his portion of guidance, and we were well acquainted with him. As to his belief in the oneness of Allah, during his early childhood Abraham realized that his father made strange statues. One day he asked him about what it was he made. His father replied that he made statues of gods. Abraham was astonished and he spontaneously rejected the idea. Being a child, he played with such statues sitting on their backs, as people sit on the backs of donkeys and mules. One day, his father saw him riding the statue of Marduk, and he became furious. He ordered his son not to play with it again. Abraham asked, "What is this statue, father?" "It has big ears. It has big ears, bigger than ours." His father answered, "It is Marduk, the god of gods, son. These big ears show his deep knowledge." This made Abraham laugh. He was only 7 years old at that time. Abraham's hatred for idols. Years passed and Abraham grew. Since his childhood, his heart had been full of hatred for these idols. He could not understand how a sane person could make a statue and then worship what he had made. He noticed that these idols did not eat, drink, or talk, and they could not even turn themselves right side up if someone turned them upside down. How then could people believe that such statues could harm or benefit them? Abraham's people had a big temple full of idols, in the middle of which was a niche accommodating the biggest gods, which was of different kinds, qualities, and shapes. Abraham, who used to go to the temple with his father when he was a child, greatly despised all that wood and stone. What surprised him was the way his people behaved. Then, when they entered the temple, they bowed and started to cry, begging and imploring their gods for help, as if the idols could hear or understand these requests. At first, such a sight seemed funny to Abraham, but later he began to feel angry. Was it not astonishing that all those people, could be deceived? What added to the problem was that his father wanted him to be a priest when he was grown. He wanted nothing more from his son that he revere those statues. Yet Abraham never stopped displaying his hatred and disdain of them. Abraham discovers Allah. One night Abraham left his house to go to a mountain. He walked alone in the dark until he chose a cave in the mountain, where he sat resting his back against its wall. He looked at the sky. He had hardly seen it when he remembered that he was looking at planets and stars which were worshipped by some people on earth. His young heart was filled with tremendous pain. He considered what was beyond the moon, the stars and the planets, Allah, and was astonished that these celestial bodies were worshipped by men, when they had been created to worship and obey their Creator, appearing and disappearing at his command. Abraham reasons with celestial worshippers. Abraham addressed his people who worshipped celestial bodies as Almighty Allah revealed. Thus did we show Abraham the kingdom of the heavens and the earth, that he be one of those who have faith and certainty. When the night covered him over with darkness, he saw a star. He said, "This is my Lord," but when it set, he said, "I like not that those who set." When he saw the moon rising up, he said, "This is my Lord," but when it set, he said, "Unless my Lord guides me, I shall surely be among the erring people." When he saw the sun rising up, he said, This is my Lord, this is greater." But when it set, he said, "O my people, I am indeed free from all that you join as partners in worship with Allah. Verily, I have turned my face towards Him who has created the heavens and the earth." Hanifan, Islamic monotheism, worshipping none but Allah. Allah